Disney and Lucasfilm are currently focused on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, as well as the future of the Star Wars franchise and where things will go beyond Episode 9 for the entire franchise in the 2020s. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about, of course, Episode 9 that's so important at it doing very well at the box office and how the results will be surrounding the box office results of that movie is that, of course, it's going to determine exactly where the Star Wars franchise will stand and exactly how Disney and Lucasfilm are going to approach the future of the franchise after the release of The Rise of Skywalker. And it's one of the main reasons as to why Disney and Lucasfilm are really desperate as of right now to get this movie done correctly and to get it done as fast as possible before the premiere and, of course, before it airs and before it actually debuts, I should say, into theaters on December 19th of this year. Now, on top of all of this, we do know that their main focus, aside from the films during the hiatus, is of course Disney+, focusing on television for the Star Wars franchise to create a brand new Star Wars universe that would be very similar to the MCU. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing is that, of course, Disney and Lucasfilm are currently focused on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker as well as the new Star Wars trilogy for the 2020s. However, it's explained that Disney and Lucasfilm are also focused on Disney+ to expand their library of live-action TV series affiliated with Star Wars as a franchise. It's explained that currently Disney is prepping to shoot The Mandalorian Season 2 and the Kenobi TV series in July, where it's described that Disney and Lucasfilm are currently in negotiations to develop a young Luke Skywalker live-action TV series for Disney+ that would span 10 episodes for its first season. It's explained that this plan came from realizing the fan backlash of The Last Jedi and that they are trying to make things right for the fans for the character of Luke that was actually not well received for The Last Jedi. It's explained that they actually have a plan in place to recast the role of Luke Skywalker to portray a younger version of Luke, while also using Mark Hamill for some additional scenes where the de-aging technology will be applied and also will be demonstrated as a baby step in The Rise of Skywalker. However, this series is only in early development and it's not concrete that Hamill will be 100% involved. However, a new actor to portray the role of a young Luke is currently being searched for by both Disney and Lucasfilm, and adds itself onto the list of other live-action TV series, such as both Mace Windu and Yoda, that will also tie into the previous Star Wars live-action TV series. It's explained that Disney wants to explore the adventures of Luke Skywalker in between the events of Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, and that they also want to explore the young life of Lor San Tekka, where the childhood of Ben Solo will also be touched on in this upcoming series. It's explained that Disney and Lucasfilm initially wanted to create Kylo Ren as a TV series that would explore his backstory with the Knights of Ren, however are now considering of applying that concept to the young Luke TV series. Disney is said to realize that, well, how Solo: A Star Wars Story did well, of course, when it came to the fans and how they saw the film, and that, for the most part, fans enjoyed Solo: A Star Wars Story as a movie and want to explore another project of a young story of the legacy characters such as Luke. The series will bring a return of R2-D2 and even other familiar characters, and would also tie itself into the Kenobi TV series in unique ways. It's described that this is part of Disney's plan to create a new Star Wars universe that will start on television on Disney Plus and later expand onto film with the new Star Wars trilogy and beyond to create Star Wars into something like the MCU. Now, also, it's noted that this series would be intended to launch around when the new trilogy comes into theaters and would serve as the next phase of live-action TV series by Disney and Lucasfilm on Disney+. Fans have been very upset with The Last Jedi's image of Luke and that Disney wants to explore the youthful side of Luke and that what he went through after the events of Return of the Jedi. It's explained that this is the main reason as to why Disney has yet to explore aspects of Luke's life after Episode 6 in greater depth in the forms of books and novels is because they have been debating on developing the series for quite a long time now for the Star Wars franchise and for the fans around the world. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I believe that this is a step in the right direction. Now, immediately I know that fans are going to say one thing and one thing only to me right now, is that, of course, Mike, we already got a Luke Skywalker, backstory, if you will, with the original trilogy. Yes, that is correct. However, everything after the events of Return of the Jedi is a big mystery and is 30 plus years worth of material to explore. So whatever time period they decide to choose, we're not quite sure how early on it will be or how later it will be or closer to The Force Awakens. We're not quite sure about that yet. The only thing is that this is an early development, that the Luke Skywalker TV series is currently in negotiations between both Disney and Lucasfilm to be a thing that would explore the aspect of recasting the character of Luke, basically giving us another actor portraying a younger version of Skywalker. Now, I am not quite sure exactly who would play the role of a young Luke other than Sebastian Stan. I don't know if you guys saw this a couple of years ago. There was a side-by-side comparison between both Mark Hamill and Sebastian Stan. Excellent choice. If they were to ever choose him, it would make a lot of sense because he's a part of the MCU. You know, he's through Disney. It just makes sense. For them to get anybody else, I believe, would be a mistake. But that's just my take on things. Not that Sebastian Stan is, and not the fact that Sebastian Stan has talked with Disney and Lucasfilm, but he would be the perfect choice of all people in my point of view. Now, everything related to their live-action TV series, in case you guys did not know, is that this is Disney's way of creating a new Star Wars universe. Basically, what they're trying to do with Disney Plus is creating an MCU-like universe for the Star Wars franchise, where each and every TV series is going to connect to the other one. So a great example is this. We do know that Tatooine is going to come back into play here for The Mandalorian and is going to have a large presence in this TV series. The Mandalorian is going to have ties to that of the Kenobi TV series. So that's another thing to look forward to, is that, yes, The Mandalorian is a post-Return of the Jedi story, we get that, but also the fact that they want to explore another post-Return of the Jedi story featuring Luke is a big deal. Now, the thing here is this. We're not quite sure exactly, what Disney and Lucasfilm want to do, with the live-action TV series and how they'll connect to future Star Wars films and stuff around those lines, but they do plan to have the movies be a part of this new SWU, if you will, the Star Wars universe by Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, the thing about this that I think would create a divide between fans is that I'm not quite sure how a lot of fans would react if they do recast Luke and have a younger actor portraying a younger version of Luke. Let's say, for example, 10 years after the events of Episode 6, where he's on the role of becoming a Jedi Master or on the path to becoming one. The fact that they also want to explore young Lor San Tekka and that entire storyline is another big deal, right? So the fact that Disney, they're trying to really do things right for the character of Luke, exploring the early life of Skywalker after the events of Episode 6, giving us the type of Luke that fans have always wanted to see. The type of Luke that we got in the EU back in the 1990s and, of course, the early 2000s would be a thing and would be the main focus for this TV series. Again, like I say, I know a lot of you guys will say, Mike, we already got, Luke's backstory in Episodes 4, 5, and 6. What's the use of this? In my point of view, I think that this is perfect. I think that this is a step in the right direction. The fact that there have been negotiations, the fact that there have been discussions about this new live-action TV series involving a young Luke is a big deal because it would show us exactly how Luke became a Jedi Master, how Luke gathered his Jedi training students, how Luke really had his experience with a young Ben Solo. All these different things would really apply to all of this, and it's actually been confirmed that R2-D2 has a log of thousands of missions. We learned this in the new canon under Disney. Thousands of missions between R2-D2 and Luke have been done. That only, pretty much scratches the surface of what they can do with Disney Plus and Luke Skywalker as a TV series and what they really want to do for multiple seasons if they really wanted to go that far. To me, I think it's a great thing to do. I think it's a great thing to expand the character of Luke beyond the sequel trilogy and what happened, everything in between. I think it's a healthy thing for the franchise and something that really needs to be done after what was done with The Last Jedi and the backlash that it really received, from the fans and how they're very upset about that all. So I would like to hear what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.